Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the vlog. Now I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded a long video. I think it was actually from the last drift event that I actually drove in with the 350Z. Shortly after that I was in a car wreck, totaled out the daily driver at no fault of my own. So this video I pretty much want to show you pretty much the cars that have gone that you're used to seeing on the channel, and the builds and what the plans are, I guess, for the future. I think the last video I may have talked about picking up a 240SX coupe from North Carolina, but I'm not exactly sure. I ended up selling that car to my best friend Matt. He is going to build a JZ and put in it. The 350Z drift car that you've seen me driving in the past couple of videos, also traded it. And what I traded it for is my own 240 coupe. This is a SR20 S13 coupe. It is wrapped a satin white color, has white Cosmos wheels on it, already has the half cage roll bar. The only thing I've done so far is swap the wheel out. It had this horrible like chrome Momo knockoff wheel, and I put the NRG spare wheel I had. It has Sparco seats and harnesses, so it does have a little decent aero kit on it. It has a nice hood, and underneath the hood is an absolute mess. It is SR swapped, but it is done horribly. There is no way to sugarcoat that. It appears to have a Wiring Specialties harness. The car will idle a little bit, but it will not take fuel. It won't do much of anything. I think the engine is hurt. We have a spare SR that came with this car. I may build that one, or I may pull this one out. I'm not sure yet. This is the coupe that I sold my buddy Matt. The paint obviously looks rough. It has been primed. It is actually one of the cleanest cars that I've actually came in contact with. All of the interior is really, really nice. The seats are obviously worn. The chassis has like 300,000 miles on it. The woman actually daily drove this car until the KA. She says that it lost compression. Not exactly sure, but like I said, my buddy Matt bought this off of me, and I'm just kind of storing it here. Next year, hopefully, we have both of these cars done so we can drive S chassis together. The next car I'm going to show you is what replaced my TDI Sport Wagon. That is what I was in a car wreck with. Unfortunately, a woman pulled out in front of us, and there was really nothing I could do at that point. It just happened so fast. Luckily, my daughter was in the car with me. Luckily, she didn't sustain any major injuries. I've still got some lingering stuff from it, and that's kind of another reason I haven't been filming. But this is the replacement for that, and it is the new daily driver. And that is a Civic Hatchback Sport. It is a 1.5 liter turbo. It's already lowered on the iBox springs, has roto wheels. I put the Mugen wing on it, Mugen mirrors, and black door handle covers. Everything else the guy I bought it off of, I think his name was Clay. He did everything else to it. Car has an aftermarket intercooler, a couple other things that everybody said these cars needed done to them. But it's a good car, 6-speed manual. I did replace the stereo in it with an Android Auto unit, but good car. Gets, you know, mid-30s miles to the gallon and pretty fun driver. So can't complain too much about it. So the tow rig, I don't think I've ever went in depth with it. I'm sure you've seen it on the channel. It is my 2018 2500 series Ram, and as diesels tend to do, I'm having problems with the batteries. I replaced one of them. The other one tested good, but unfortunately I think I'm going to have to replace it anyway. I put it on repair mode to see if it would like recharge the battery and everything, so I'm going to try to start here in a little bit and see how that works. I think the only change I've made to it is I put some 22 by 12 with 35s back on it, and it is leveled, deleted, tuned, all the good diesel stuff. But other than that, that's really about it as far as the tow rig goes. Not much to say. Been a great truck. So the next two cars, one you've seen more so on my buddy Greg's channel. He has had it for the past, I don't know, I think he had it for like 4 or 5 months. It's the E36 cart, but it is back at the house now. And also my 370Z that was getting wrapped Midnight Purple 3 is also done. We did a full Nismo body conversion, with the exception of the side skirts. Haven't got the side skirts yet, but the wrap is finally done on it. So the E36 you've seen before, good car. has some overheating issues, as E36s tend to do, so I'm going to address that. Hopefully have this ready more so as a backup car for next year. I think I'm going to do the angle kit whenever it comes in, and I think that's honestly it for this car. I don't think I'm going to do anything crazy with it. I wanted to completely redo the paint and everything, paint it red. I think I'm just going to leave it black. I'm going to leave it as a seat time car, kind of a thrash car, and just be done with it. Bulletproof, the M52, with some cooling system upgrades. And Greg said it had a little bit of an oil leak, so I'm going to check the dipstick tube, make sure it's not leaking from there, address whatever that is, and then just leave it be. I think that's going to be a loaner car, thrash car, or if everybody else is driving lower horsepower cars, I will probably drive that. Like I said, the 350Z is pretty much done. It's going to get wheels eventually, but I left the wheels silver on this side, and on this side, they're painted like a bronze color. I think I like that look better, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to repaint these, clear them, and then do the other side. I just did this side as just to kind of look at it, because I was going back and forth between the black wheels or gold wheels, and I think the bronze gold just looks better. So that's that for that car. Welcome to the chaos of the under-house garage. This was completely clean like a week ago, but then projects happened. So you guys know the C6 Corvette. It is unfortunately for some reason just taking a back burner. We swapped in the 6.2 liter after the LS2 let go. We swapped the body kit, like the wide body, from the ACI Z06 wide body. This is a California Super Coupes Extreme wide body. Mike Atkins at Logan Auto Body, big shout out to him. He got the fenders squared away for me, so I got them all fitted up. And I put spacers on to fill this out, because that's already 20 by 13 rear wheels, and I had to put like a 2-inch spacer behind it to get it flush with this California Super Coupes kit, just because it is that wide. But this car will be back on the forefront here soon. It's just kind of taking a back seat to the 2025 Drift project. The Z3, it is now what I deem my daughter's car. She turned 9 months old. She's about to turn 10 months old, but this is going to be her first car, so it's just stored for now. It only has 51,000 miles on it. Going to do some basic maintenance on it, drive it every once in a while to keep the fluids circulated and everything. But right now it is just kind of a table for right now a bunch of Haltech goodies. The Haltech Rebel LS to be more specific, which leads us to the last car I really want to talk about, which is the 2025 Drift car. So I think a lot of you guys have followed this on Instagram and everything. I've posted a little bit about it on Facebook. But this was a rebuilt title 2014 FRS automatic car that I picked up from a gentleman in Charlotte, North Carolina back in, I think, like April or May. So that was the project, was I wanted to LS swap an FRS, which is what I was doing with the last FRS I bought that was wrecked. That was the plans for it. Ended up trading it, and that was the whole ordeal. My buddy Christian has it. It's still going. He's had some unfortunate luck with it as far as hitting wild animals, but that's a story for a different time. So 2014 FRS, we completely gutted it. Took every bit of wiring out of the car from behind the dash, the HVAC out. Everything wiring-wise is gone. I completely rewired the car myself to a button box, just to keep the things I wanted. So we kept headlights, low beams and high beams. We have tail lights, obviously. Kept the brake light, wired it. We did wipers. We did power windows. And I wired a standalone stereo system from basically a side-by-side setup. I'll drop the link in the description, but it's a little Bluetooth receiver that is going to a standalone 500 watt amp that is split 4 ways into the door speakers and the rear speakers. Interior wise, it was completely gutted, but I put it back together, and it is pretty much very, very stock looking. Like, I'm kind of proud of this. Like I said, everything has been removed, so now the starter switch is on the little kill switch. We have the ignition switch here that will be wired up with a push button start. Here is the button box, stereo, front headlights, got wipers, and we've got windows. And we still have 6 open spots, which I'll wire in things as we go. Got some GK Tech goodies in. We have their inline hydro. I think I'm going to run the seats that I was going to put in the C6, because it's going to be a I'm still deciding on the color of the car, so right now we're just going to leave it black for the 2025 season with some blue accents and go from there. But the big thing about the car is the engine setup. So I built a 6-liter. It is an LY6 LS3 intake, Michigan Motorsports Stage 3 drift cam. Everything is brand new. I redid all of the bearings, the cam bearings. We've got the Canton front sump oil pump conversion, ICT billet mounts. I just set this in here yesterday because I had to clearance the firewall for the 4L60 bell housing. That is being mated to the AR5 transmission. We have a FabBot adapter plate with the slave cylinder and everything. So that will be the trans we're going to be running, which is a 5-speed. I think with the FRS gearing and the rear diff, it's going to work out well. We have the Savage Motorsports recessed clutch master cylinder back there. It gives plenty of room behind the heads, so that worked out really well. Shout out to Spencer for getting me set up with that. Have the reservoir mounted over here for that. We also did GK Tech ABS delete, waiting on their lines to come in so I can finish plumbing the handbrake to the master cylinder and then the master cylinder to the ABS delete. So this will be 6-liter FRS running on Haltech Rebel LS. Shout out to my buddy Eric Jarvis over at Mad Scientist. He's got like the quickest LS swapped S2000 in the world. I think it's like going in the 6s now. It is insane how fast that car is. We're also going to be running GK Tech V3 bolt-on front angle kit this year. I was going to do an FDF setup, but I don't want to overbuild the car yet. Make sure that I enjoy the chassis and everything. We're going to be running Faction Lab V FR spec coilovers. Got those ordered and in, and I think that's it right now as far as the car goes. So I'm looking really forward to the 2025 drift season. I cut myself short this year by trading my 350Z for that 240SX, but other than that, it really enjoyed it. So I've been spending some time on the sim. In the meantime, hopefully that's all going to translate over, but I'm so excited to get this FRS done. I'm going to start making some more videos on it. I've kind of just went at it, getting this thing built, because it's one of those things that like I didn't know enough of what I was doing to really talk anybody through it, and it was one of those labor-intensive things that I don't think filming it would have been that entertaining. I know this video is probably not entertaining. Didn't really try to be. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up on 1, where I've been, 2, an update on everything that we've had going on, which was kind of a lot. But that is the current stable of cars in the garage and going to be on the channel. I have a Camaro Z28 roller, a 4th gen. I don't know what we're going to do with it. The drag strip is opening back up here locally, so I don't know if we want to build anything because I'm kind of just over drag racing at this point. So I may just get rid of that car. The CTS-V is on loan to my cousin. He's been driving it around, and I don't know if I ever talked about the S197 Mustang that we had, but traded it for a Can-Am X3 side-by-side. So we're going to do some side-by-side content on the channel too. So it's going to be mostly just the cars and the side-by-sides and off-road content like it was before. So guys, I've rambled on for about 15 minutes of what the current state of the channel and garage is. If you guys want to, just hit that big like button. Helps out the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And I promise you that I'm going to try, at least for the next little bit, to get 2 uploads a week. That may happen, it may not, but I will see you guys when I see you.